everyone! Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. Woohoo, party! TGIF and all that. Hope you guys had a nice day off yesterday from listening to the Beamish. I don't know. Maybe it's a good idea, maybe not. I tell you, with this whole COVID thing, oh my goodness, Liam is having a very, very tough time right now, so life is getting a little challenging around our neck of the woods, but bear with me, wish me luck, and of course, probably better, wish Liam luck. As for markets, we're coming into this crazy ass celestial apex. Oh my god, end of the crazy cycles. Global reset. So, by the way, all that silly German lawyer, was it? What the hell they call it? Some sort of global capitalist conference in Davos. What the hell's that called? Do you know what that's called, Kevin? I remember Dav, he actually went to it because he wanted to hobnob with the big boys.
I think it's the World Economic Forum, right?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Actually, I think I tweeted out, but there was a gentleman on YouTube who broke what the fuck these people are, who they are, what's actually going on here, and that whole global reset fucking nonsense. I mean, the guy, the bald-headed German dude who's speaking for like a couple hours and just blah, blah, blah nonsense. He's not even an I can't even say it. He's not even an economist. The guy's like a lawyer or something. And so I don't think it's a good idea for anybody, anywhere, to actually believe that what you're seeing in the marketplace is sound price action. This is nuts. I mean, nobody is using reason here. So, what you spend your money on, please be very, very careful. Try and figure out some sort of fundamental value. And the interesting thing is, if you can find good fundamental names, and they have half-decent price charts, the public is just acting stupid here. And they're just like, boom, doubles, triples, quadruples, bang! I mean, fuck, I'll take their money. They want to hand me stupid money? Okay, fine, I'll take it. So we got off another one today. Woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Jojo on the other side was going, Brian, there's something going on in the market. I think you might want to pay attention to this. So 4 o'clock in the morning, I get up, look at my screen, library credits is going ape shit. The irony of it all is I think I went on for at least 2 or 3 weeks there about how I just couldn't believe how beautiful that chart was, and the story just read so perfectly, so it really shouldn't have surprised anybody that thing took off, but maybe did a little faster than I was expecting. And somebody was like, oh, Brian the Prophet, and I'm like, no, I'm not prophetic. A good trade is a good trade is a good trade. If you had shown like 9 good technicians out of 10, they would have said, brushing twice a day is good for your teeth. Isn't that how that goes? Sorry. Now, how does that go? It's like 3 out of 4 dentists agree, right? Anyway. So, the image on our screen really hasn't changed a heck of a lot here over the past week or two. Market sort of jumped up top, and then we've been whiffle-waffling. Some of the big stocks are whiffle-waffling. The tech stocks went and put in just this massive outside-downside key reversal. A lot of the bear stock ETFs put in upside-outside bullish key reversals. So I'm getting the impression that, the people that were driving the bus, they are being politely told to get the fuck out of Washington. And I think they are also getting the fuck out of Main Street while they're at it. And because it's a brokerage industry, of course, if you want to sell in size, what do you have to do? You have to take the market up. You have to get the public all fucking circle jerky. We're going to get stinking rich buying DoorDash, unicorn nonsense. And they don't even realize they're walking into a trap. So be forewarned. Writing's on the wall. This is a dangerous, dangerous market now. But I think you always hear that message from me. Remember, I'm chicken shit by nature. I'm always thinking about what's worse, what's worse, what's worse, what's worse. How bad can bad get? Looking at your little matrix breakdown here, well, I guess it shouldn't surprise us if the stock market and risk and, crypto and stuff's coming off here. It shouldn't surprise us US dollar's catching a bit of a bid here today. There is that 27th, big honkin' celestial event. Still looks to me like we could probe another level down here. There's 88.6. That's actually Kavarkinator's level there. So I have no idea how this is going to turn, but I do believe that we are near some sort of long-term cyclical pivot. I've got bear proxies on the S&P 500. I got bear proxies on the Dow. I didn't know whether I really wanted to add to them. Actually, one part of the market I didn't have much exposure on was bear proxies in the Canadian stock market. Frankly speaking, to all Canadians that are watching this video, that will watch this video, for fuck's sakes, we got to get control of this crazy prime minister that's at the helm here. I mean, whenever I'm working with somebody, I always take the three strikes sort of approach. If somebody makes a mistake, give them the benefit of the doubt. That's fair. But we had a brutal charity scandal, which was just absolutely rife with special interest, conflict of interest, just stunning. And then Mr. Trudeau decided to just dissolve the government and basically stop debate on the fact that they were caught red-handed in a massive fraud. Okay, well, that's strike one. Let's deal with that. Okay, maybe, COVID, give them the benefit of the doubt. Then we find out that they're actually building secret military prison camps in rural Ontario and rural Manitoba. I mean, these places are out in the middle of nowhere. Totally unbeknownst to the public. What the fuck is going on here? And then, that insult to injury, we just found out that our dearly beloved leader is actually in cahoots with the Chinese People's Liberation Army, training their senior staff in how to win at winter warfare in our country. Excuse me, there's 2 Canadians that have been basically completely illegally detained and arrested, rotting in horrific conditions in Chinese jails. No habeas corpus, no access to lawyers, hell, no access to even half-decent food. Canada, can we please grow a backbone here, please? Frankly speaking, I'm quite shocked at what's happened here. I mean, somebody a few years ago said, Brian, you should get into politics, man. You would be such a great... And I was like, no fucking way. I don't want to get down that rabbit hole. It's a disaster, and it always ends badly. Politicians, and if they ever say anything, you know that they're lying to you. So, but I tell you, man, it's almost gotten to the point where it's like, enough is enough. Can we please, somebody, just be a voice of reason here? It's baffling, I'll tell you. Sorry, I'm a Canadian, and that really strikes me badly, what I see going on here. And it just doesn't seem like anybody can hold this guy to account. It's shocking. Anyway, back to the market. You're probably like, well, thanks for the political rhetoric, Brian. Maybe the fucking wheels fall off the bus here. I tell you, we actually now have this coming to the Americans' attention, and the American media is like, what the fuck is going on up there? Oh, goodness. So the whole point, the whole reason why I mentioned that was I went and bought a Canadian stock market bear proxy today, and I want to make damn sure I have some insurance on there as well, because I don't like what the hell is going on here in this country right now. It scares the shit out of me. And of course, the very first place that people leave the market when the shit really hits the fan, things like coups, things like toppling of democratic governments and stuff like that. The first thing that goes are the risk takers. They get the fuck out, and stock markets come off big time. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but like I had said earlier, I always have oh shit, what's the worst case scenario? What's my risk? What's the downside? And I've got a bit of equity exposure, so it's a good idea that I have some bear insurance on, just in case the wheels really fall off the bus here, people. Okay, so we talked about risk off. I think I've talked lots about that. Interesting to see how oil hasn't really broken here. So there's no real reason to be concerned in the oil patch. And maybe that might be one of the reasons why the stocks are a bit worried, is that the oil just keeps cranking higher and higher and higher. We'll be watching the transports versus the industrials. If they start breaking down but the industrials continue to stay strong, then we'll know that we've got big trouble coming. Bond market rallied back up into that big honkin' key reversal candle here. So real battle. Interesting how we put in like little tweezers double bottom here through reload zones there's the other day. Mr. Bond King, of course, still super bullish of bonds. I'm not, but considering I am bullish of the US dollar, I could see if risk really falls apart here, we could see the bonds not necessarily have a huge rally, but they've got a huge trading range, so they can explore all in this range here, and no problem whatsoever. And I actually spent a long time in the daily brief today explaining that the U.S. Treasuries, you might find that this T-bond futures price collapses here. I mean, just really comes off. And yet, interest rates actually don't change. So there's something going on here in the background that I don't know whether the public even understands how this works. But I actually see what's going on, and that is that there's a, this is a 30-year bond, and the last time they floated a new 30-year bond was just about 20, 30 years ago, back here. And actually, you can see this is the event of them floating a new 30-year treasury with a different coupon. I get the funny feeling this is what's going to happen here. So the bond, the futures traders are all like, "Wow, look at that price movement." But people who actually own the bonds, nothing's really changing here. So be aware of that. I actually could see that happen. And that might help Mr. Bond King kind of, bonds themselves, par value, face value, they don't really change a hell of a lot. His sort of justification, I'm a bond bull, bonds are still okay. But you actually see the futures prices come off a huge chunk. So, be aware of that. Having said that, I think I've told you guys, really, for the next 35 years? Really that long? Yeah, 35, 40 years, I have to basically be thinking about interest rates going up now. The beginning portion of this 35-year cycle is very slow. We probably won't even notice it for the next 5, 10 years. But on balance, my sort of feeling is that the interest rate cycle is turning here. I think you guys have heard that message from me before. I could see if we went through like a U.S. dollar rally, world recession, some of these third world countries really just get absolutely smashed and destroyed through this. Big coup tete-a-tete with China over the next few years. And the economies all have to come off. I could see the bonds actually do okay through that environment. Junior stocks, of course, Kavarkinator's just been killing it in junior stock land and warrant land and all that kind of fun stuff. In fact, actually, one of our warrants, we were just even saying before before I got this recording going, I actually was like, whoop, we're going to have to hold off a moment. We got one of our warrants rallying. So you better make sure to have your sell orders working. Get ready to take profits. So, that's what we do at TRI. Beautiful volume breakout here. I mean, you can see the structure. If I'm not mistaken, I think this was one of Kevin's ideas, and it was along the lines, of course, that the senior stock, the stock that this warrant trades off of, is restructured. And it looks like they're in the process of repricing this warrant based on that restructuring. All I care is I bought at 10. If I could get half off at 20, I got a risk-free trade, and I'm sitting pretty. And that's about the only thing I care about right now. This is a good example of a junior stock market, this kind of silliness. Of course, we've had lots of fun in these crazy mushroom stocks. Actually, one mushroom stock that I bought back in the spring totally cratered, but patient discipline. I'm not really in a huge hurry. It's now come back to my scratch level, and I'm just wondering, do I just let this thing go at scratch? But point here is there still seems to be money pouring into this magic mushroom space. So, I suppose that, there's always got to be one or two sort of bright spots in the market. But you can see on balance, a hell of a lot of red on the screen here today. VCIM, this is probably the one area of the market that I really do like right now, because this is exactly the time of year that you should be buying these names. So junior stocks that have all been consolidated, rolled back, restructured, blah, blah, blah. I like those ideas in here. And, if something doubles, out it goes. But as you can see, not a hell of a lot going on. And, we actually got like bullish key reversal signals out of things like this bearish ETF on the S&P 500. That's actually a bullish sign out of this. Probably, you can see it confirmed. Now, 2-day confirmation, we've rallied into a gap. My hunch is probably a little bit of back and forth, especially we're heading into Christmas. So I don't think they're going to shit on the market into Christmas. But, the writing's on the walls. I think we're getting anecdotal evidence that Wall Street is getting out. And then, like I said, here's that Canadian ETF that I just went and picked up. Look at that range. Nice little inside bar reversal fired. Could I get a nice little rally up into this window here through any kind of dumping, political scandal here in this country? It wouldn't surprise me. So I went and picked up a little bit of that insurance. Crypto, I thought it was interesting. I threw up another bid for a put yesterday on this M top. These are June options. And actually on this counter trend rally right into here, I got filled. I thought I got filled on the whole order. Deribit seems to actually trade in fractions of options. Never seen that before. I got filled on half of my put order. Drive you crazy. So if anything, through the way, it's Friday, so heading in through the weekend, maybe if we're lucky, we can get another counter trend rally back up against these highs so I can get the rest of my put order filled. I've got 1.5 puts on the books. And, here's the 27th over here. Actually, that's the 19th. Wasn't there supposed to be something that big happens in crypto land on the 19th? I can't remember. Why did I put that on there? There's some sort of big thing that's supposed to happen in crypto on the 19th. Where's 27th? Oh, yeah. See, so, wait a minute. Maybe I'm 19th? Yeah. So, 27th. There's our big Jupiter-Saturn cross. I mean, could we have another push up top here into that event window? Yeah. It wouldn't be shocking to me. And probably I'll go buy another put. And I'll be looking, sell half on a double. This 38.2 correction's coming at some point. And so where will there? I mean, there would be 50% roll. That's what I would be looking for. These are 12,000 puts, so interesting. You can see. But another one at 0.04. Or like I said, half a one. Trying to get the other one off at 0.04. If we get the 38.2 and that 38.2 dump on Ethereum there recently, gave us a free trade on the Ethereum option. That was this move here. I won't look at it here today with you guys. But if we do get this kind of dump move, which you should expect at any given point in time, that probably gives us our double on that option purchase. And ultimately, if we can dump back down into this key support, $10,000, I think, is a big fat round number. Old horizontal breakout, think Wyckoff check. You could see the last little W bottom where this thing was a buy. At that point, the option does very, very well. So just consider it a nice insurance policy. There's that crazy library credits trade. If you ever watch these videos and Brian goes, oh, that's just sex. That's your simple clue. Just go buy some. Nanny nibble it. Throw it into the vault and forget about it. I mean, this was such a treat. It was ridiculous. As I said, Jojo woke me up from the other side at 4 o'clock in the morning and said, Brian, this thing's rallying a little bit faster than you were expecting. You better get in there and sell some. So I let some go. Risk-free trade, and just like what I always do, I actually threw the order to buy this original position right back in here. So this is a great example of I take some capital, sell half on a double. In this case, I sold half on a triple. Well, that wasn't so bad. Then I'm going to take the original capital. And remember I said I took that extra bit. Oh, did I? I don't know whether I told you. Well, I won't tell you what I bought today. I'll tell you when I sell it. Arr, arr, arr. So some of the profits from this, I took and bought a name that's doing this kind of like W action right now as we speak. The original capital, because this is more than sell half on a double, I actually threw the order just to buy the whole position right back down at the bottom again. And we'll see how many cars I can establish on this trade before, because ultimately, believe it or not, I fully feel totally comfortable, and I said this publicly, I feel completely comfortable that we are going to trade up to, what does that say? 27,166. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I feel very comfortable that at some point down the road, that's where we're going. So let's see how many cars I can establish. I mean, I suppose you could have bought here, sold half on a double, got a second car. Bought here, sold half on a double, get a third car, right? So anyway, great looking story, great looking coin. Thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you so much, TRI community. We all work together to make money. I'm not here to shill. I'm not here to sell you any products. We're all here to work together, try and make this world a little bit better of a place. PMA for the win, rinse and repeat, pay your taxes so, Big Brother doesn't come after you. And yes, TRI has paid a lot in taxes. Thank you very much. Be a good citizen. Defend your right to free speech. Defend your right to democracy. Defend your right to free markets. And let's get rid of tyranny in this world, please, and thank you. Have yourselves a great day. All the best, and bye for now.